Okay, folks, welcome back. I gotta say, all this talk about drones lately has even me looking up a little nervously.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's kind of spooky, right? 5,000 drone sightings reported to the FBI just these last few weeks. I mean, that's crazy.
It's a lot.
And right here, get this, in New Jersey and the whole Northeast, they're even popping up over military bases.
Yeah, it's definitely got people talking.
No kidding. So, welcome to the deep dive, everyone, where we like to, cut through the noise and get to the bottom of things.
That's right.
And today we're gonna, dive deep into these drone sightings, figure out what's fact, what's fiction, and hopefully, put your mind at ease a little.
That's the goal.
So first off, the DHS, FBI, FAA, and DoD, that's like the whole alphabet soup of government agencies, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
They all put out this joint statement about these sightings.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, that definitely got my attention. When all those bigwigs get together to say something, no, it's serious.
Yeah, it definitely sends a signal.
So let's break it down. First things first, right? Most drone activity is totally legit. I mean, there are over 1 million registered drones just in the U.S. alone. People are using them for everything these days. Delivering packages, inspecting bridges, even, searching for lost hikers and stuff.
It's amazing, right?
Oh, yeah, it's like the future is here. I even read this article about a winery using drones to, like, monitor their grapes and stuff.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. Talk about high-flying wine.
Uh-huh.
But, with all these legit drones flying around, it's easy to jump to conclusions when you see something unusual in the sky, right?
Absolutely. And that's where this whole anomalous thing comes in.
Yeah, what is that? Anyway, sounds kind of spooky.
Well, it's not as scary as it sounds. Basically, it just means something out of the ordinary, something that doesn't fit the usual pattern of drone activity.
So like a rogue drone or something.
Maybe. Think of it like this. If most drone activity is like driving on the highway, following all the rules and stuff,
Right.
what they're looking for is the drone equivalent of a car doing donuts in a cornfield at midnight.
Okay, I get it. Something totally out of place.
Exactly. Something that raises a red flag.
So most of these 5,000 sightings are probably, just regular drones doing their thing. Maybe some folks mistook a plane or a weather balloon or even like a really bright star for a drone.
Right. It happens. There's also a lot of stuff in the sky that we just don't pay attention to normally.
Exactly. But, the government is still investigating all these reports.
Sure.
And they're using some pretty high-tech stuff to do it.
Yeah, they're pulling out all the stops, advanced radar, acoustic sensors, you name it. They're trying to pinpoint these drone locations even in crowded airspace. And they've got trained observers on the ground, too, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious.
So they're really taking it seriously.
Oh, absolutely. They're not messing around.
Okay, so if most of these sightings are probably nothing to worry about, then why put out this big, scary statement?
Yeah,
It just seems like, they're getting everyone all riled up for no reason.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, they want to be transparent, let the public know that they're aware of these sightings and that they're taking them seriously. But it's also a bit of a political move. They're using this to put pressure on Congress to give them more power to deal with drones.
More power. Like, what exactly are they asking for?
Well, right now, they can't just go around shooting down drones in civilian airspace. They need to have, like, a really good reason.
Makes sense.
But they're pushing for legislation that would let them track and disable drones if they're deemed a risk to security. Like, if a drone is flying too close to a power plant or an airport, for example, they want the authority to take it down. And all those sightings over military bases, well, that's definitely adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah, those sightings are pretty unnerving. I mean, even if it's just some kid flying his toy drone around, it's still, not a good look.
Right. It raises all sorts of questions about national security and, who's flying these things and what their intentions are.
Exactly. So on one hand, it's good to know that the government is on top of things. But on the other hand, more government power over drones. That kind of makes me nervous too. What about our privacy?
It's a valid concern. The same technology they use to, protect us could also be used to track our movements and even peek into our backyards. It's a slippery slope.
It is. It's a double-edged drone, you could say.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
So, okay, bottom line for all of us listening out there, what does all this mean? Should we be worried? Should we be stocking up on tinfoil hats?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. But here's the takeaway. Most drones you see are probably harmless. Just folks out there having fun or doing their jobs. But the authorities are taking those unusual sightings very seriously, and they're investigating. And yeah, they are asking for more power to manage potential threats. It's a complex situation with no easy answers.
No easy answers indeed.
But at least now you're armed with the facts.
You got that right. And here's a little something to think about as we wrap things up. As drones become more and more common, like part of our everyday life,
Yeah.
where do we draw the line between safety and privacy? What kind of world do we want to live in? And what role do we want drones to play in it? It's definitely food for thought,
It is, and it's a conversation we need to be having.
that's for sure. And hey, if you come across any interesting articles or research on drones, send them our way. We'd love to do another deep dive and, to keep this conversation going. Until then, happy flying, everyone.
And stay curious.